Hello, everybody. I had a conversation last night with someone, and she brought it something that we actually discussed in the conference in Chicago, the Chicago Twin Flame Conference. There was a couple who actually we shared some information there with it. And these questions that we brought it in simply because of the way the questions are, they will require a lot information. So instead of me go ahead and answer to that person, I decided to go ahead and make a video, and the video I'm going to give her as answer. Currently, what I'm saying is about it's that I'm working to make another Twin Flame conference in Boston area, and I still have to work the details out, the dates and everything else, but we know the area. Okay, it's gonna be a small town very close to Seattle. Seattle, I don't know why Seattle is here, Boston, okay? And maybe I should go to Seattle someday, I don't know, we'll see. I know some of you laugh, Dio, come, I know. Um, and the thing was that why this is related to this is that you learn things, that you see things through videos. But when you're in a real event and when you see the person who speaks his experience, you also feel their vibrations. And I want to try to kind of like explain what happened and the Chicago conference and how it's related to this silence questions. So here it's what that person wrote. I saw in one of your recent videos how you said that if they got silent on you and never get a closure, that's me never anything got find its solution, never got to talk, but just silent, that is a wrong program. Why would they go silent? Instead giving closure, instead of trying to find the solution. And the second question that it was is that you said is control. Why do they do that? Let me give you an answer of why do they go silent. First of all, the silent that it's into, it is about because they blocking too many things. The most thing that they block, it's the blockage of in the soul about love, about the truth, about the reality. They want to hide this reality. They want to hide their real feelings inside of the soul part, inside of the heart. They're suppressing everything, and that silence, okay, they're using the silence of like silence themselves, and they put this silence towards you, and that silence you accepted that silence and you start having this silence from them inside of you, and they feel like should be okay. I'll be silent, he will forget me or she will forget me. I will be so silent to him, like he doesn't exist. I will not talk to her. She is whatever. You can imagine what the pictures of all about this. And why is that silence? The silence, it's the first of all, it's that truth that it's inside of the soul. It's the gift of God that says like you and you are both together. It's got these vibrations inside of you. Now we have to figure out how to get together. And since the one of the person is not true to themselves, the other person trying to find the truth, what's happening, what is it. So for instance, the one person will be outspoken all the time and the other person is going to be silent. Why? Because one knows the truth, the other denies the truth. And that denial of the truth is actually denied the gift of God, the love that brings into it. It doesn't matter of the circumstances. So what's happening is that part is to teach that person who does the silent treatment towards you. It is about they to find themselves down the road that that silence is wrong for them. But how do you do this? What do you do that? The silence in his way, the way I said before, the silence never solves problems. Talking does. And the reason they don't want to get this closure, get out of this silence, it's because first of all they're hurt. Second of all, they try to protect something, maybe a lie, a huge lie, because they say, like for instance, the biggest problem is that I am married, I have to save my dignity in the front of everybody. Or it's like, you know what, I'm married, I have a wife, I have a kids, I have a job. What will everybody will say about me? Yeah, I maybe have feelings for you, maybe I'm crying for you, I don't know why. But for me, the best part it is, let's not talk about it anymore. I will be silent, you will forgive me, you will move on like everybody else. But this is a connection on soul. You can't just silence it. And what is wrong with this? Why did this program is wrong? This program is wrong simply because it comes from soul. You can silence everything that you want, but you cannot silence the soul. The soul knows what you did wrong. The soul knows what it is. But the ego part, the ego just listens everything. And when you listen your ego, you put yourself on silence. A lot of the people, specifically the runners, if that is a female, she suffers a lot. If that is a man who is a runner, he's trying to solve his own problems, probably getting in different relationships, trying to get move on, trying to understand the things out the way they are. But still, the silence doesn't solve the problem, because the silence still exists. And the more empowered the silence in the soul, the louder the screams over the time inside of the soul begins. And when that relationship gets wrong, they wherever they are, then the soul will comes out and is like, why just not went with that guy, or why just not went with that woman when you knew that she loves you, he loves you. And that is the part that a lot of the people get hung up to. A lot of the people, it's like, well, my twin is this and that, she's supposed to love me, I can't let them go, I can't do this, I can't do that. What's happening actually in reality, okay, it's that silence, it's accepted by you, and you suffer, you're in pain, you hold on to this connection, to this perfect love, and you take that energy from that silence. And well, they're silent because they have to work their things out, they're silent because they have issues, they have to do their inner work, they have to do blah blah blah, maybe they need to do blah blah, and in fact they probably don't do nothing at all. Why? You still feed them with love, you still feed them with energy, you still feed them with that power inside of the soul, inside of them, and all of a sudden they feel good, simply because you fill them with goodness, you fill them with everything, okay, simply because you are taught that it's the right programming you to send all the love you can towards your twin flame, and guess what, nothing happens. And this is why I said it was the wrong program, because you sending this love with purpose, they come to you. So your love, it has reasons, which comes from ego. It doesn't come from the soul. You don't understand that part yet, but you will when I'm finished explaining to you in this video what's going on. So the hardest part that comes in is when you stop giving your twin flame the love. You just stop. All of a sudden they, well, I don't feel good. I don't understand this. What's going on with me? What it's all about? And they start thinking that something is changing inside of them. And that part, it is about that right now there is no more controlling, because they think that with the silence it's control. Now there is no silence anymore. You accepted their silence. You accept them, they don't want to talk to you. You accept of everything they want to do with you. So now this silence that was sent from them, that you actually accepted, you don't accept it anymore. That silence comes in, you become the mirror, the silence comes to you and reflects back to them. So now they face their own silence inside of them, simply because you don't accept that silence anymore. Simply, you right now understand the truth that they have to face themselves. Simply because that silence was not your silence. That was their silence projected on you. And here is the hard lesson that we were talking about in Chicago conference, was that for that couple, they were for 17 years trying to get together. I actually talked to that person, and the male comes out, and I told him, hey, could you say a few words about that the hardest lesson was actually you really have to let it go of your twin, and then she come to you, and how was that everything come out of it? And he was like, sure dear, I will. But I connected with him on that point, and I felt it from him that he finally got someone who understands him, what he went through, how hard it was for him to do this part of let go. That is the final part of let go you do. Simply because the silence from them, it's pushing you to that point. You to really let go and allow the universe to work itself out. And here is the part of these quotes that I'm putting here. Is the real man listen and obey his soul. Coward listens and obey society. And that part is that he listened to his soul. He drop off that silence. He drop off everything. He just, if it's meant to be, will be. You have to let it go, with or without her. It is her silence. She needs to find her silence. She needs to see her silence. Her silence doesn't control me anymore. I don't anymore have attachments to her. I don't have any more desires to be with her. I don't have any of this. I just simply let it go. In this part of higher level of let go, it creates that part. Explain that you become that mirror. Whatever comes to you doesn't hit you. You have this mirror shield in front of you. Whoever thinks something bad to you, it's reflecting on them. Whoever thinks silence about you, reflecting on them. Whoever thinks something good on you, it reflects on them. You become this mirror that the universe protecting you as a shield. This is like one of those mirrors that you see in the police investigation rooms. You see what's going on over there, but they cannot see in you unless you allow them to. So now what's the part is that there is not anybody controls anymore within this silence. Now what's happening is that the silence comes in, it hits that shield, it hits that mirror, it comes back towards the person. And now the person's like, well, this silence, it's not good for me. This silence is not the right for me. I should have not done this silence. I should have not looked at it. I'm hurt on some level. This actually, it's the hurt part. It's the inner child of that person. It starts to have this guilt. And if you feel guilt from your twin flame that it's not yours, project that guilt back into it. It's not yours. Whatever you feel from your twin flame as a lower vibrations and it doesn't serve purpose, feed it back. Put that mirror shield in the front of you. Feed it back into. And they think that with the silence they are in control. Well, they're in control of nothing. Universe is under control. And sooner or later they will find that part when they look at themselves. Who do they hurt with that silence? How much they hurt themselves? How much they fed their lies? For the man, it's very hard because the man has to admit his own faults. He needs to put his pride on his back pocket and doesn't get it off. And the man has to start listening and obey his soul. The worst part that comes in, it's for the female, and for the female, it's about her dignity, okay? Because in a real life, that silence, helps the woman to save her dignity. Like the quote says, a woman can save her dignity to please the society, and the price to pay is her dignity as a soul. And that silence, when that comes in and bounces her off back to her, that silence will be basically her realization that she sees that the society did nothing for her, the people did nothing for her. All she did is she hurt that person that she's in love with, and all that she did is she hurt herself. And that it's the final realization. But that realization cannot be done if you don't do this final let go. And it cannot express too much about this because for a lot of the people, they don't even thinking about to let it go of that twin. We're not talking about even doing it. And if you have not see a person that is like this, I've seen a few, and the thing is, the part is right there. It's that you understand the more and more the twin flames. We're not just talking about with words, but we're talking also with vibrations. And if you were on the Chicago event, you know about that person who spoke from his best abilities, but at the same time he was spoken with vibrations. And he knew that I was connected with him in soul vibrations because I understood him, and I gave him the power of to explain for the benefits of everybody what it took him in order to do this. And later on, what happened is his counterpart, she talked and she said that whatever she was doing on it. She felt that it wasn't right. She always compared him to everybody else she saw, and she never had the connection with nobody else like him. And that is the part that you can control this. And they think that the part of the silence is to control that this connection, this magical love of connection that exists between the two. And that is the huge illusion that comes in from the ego. And the best part to do this and to focus on this is, again, it's gotta be one of the three: trust, surrender, and let go. It's always been, it's always is, and it's always is gonna be. It is what it is. But you need to have the courage. You need to have the understanding. You need to have this evolution inside of you and the soul to let it go. To finally have the guts to let it go. And this is the time when the universe will talk to the people who does the silence. Not you. This is not your silence. You don't accept that silence. It's not yours. This is not a silence that has to hurt you anymore. You had enough of this silence. You had enough of everything. So you evolve too much. You push it back. You don't care about their silence. Their silence is their problem, not yours. A lot of the people thinking it about that that silence was it's your problem, and simply because you accepting that silence. You are okay with that silence. If your twin flame is silent towards you, don't be okay with it. You're okay with that silence. Guess what? They're okay with that silence. But now, since you got enough of their silence, now when the universe finally says, well, enough is enough, now when everything is in completely different level, now all of a sudden the soul is going to start talking to this person with the silence. Hey, what are you trying to control? You can't control this. It's universe. It's God is in control, not you. And then the magic start happening. The magic is like, well, I meet her, I meet him. Oh my God, what's going on? All the time thinking about him. Now the thing gets reversed, right? Seen a lot of the twin flames when this thing happened. Now all of a sudden they start thinking about you. Now all of a sudden they're thinking about like, oh my God, how should I contact him? What should I do? What I need to do? I hear this pretty much all the time. Dear, what should I do? Here's what comes into this plate. There was another couple who were actually there. She's from Chicago. He's from out of state. And they were as a couple at the Twin Flame Chicago conference. And this is what I told them. Okay. You need to stop being angry at him that for a very long time he wasn't with you. You're still aggravated at him because he ran away from you. You need to forgive him and start understanding he came finally towards you. He came to you after how many years with understanding that he can't force his wife to love him the way he think that she should love him the way you love him. No. That is another problem, that you trying to control others to love you the way your twin flame loves you. No. You can't have nobody else to love you the way your twin flame loves you. You can have something similar. You can have a similar vibration simply because you need to learn something. But on top of that, that part, it's a part. You can't bend that will. Lindy Cowling say, you can't bend twin flame over nothing, even if you try. So, what else I told that couple is that they have to start accepting each other. They have to forgive each other. They have to put their heads together. And they have to create a plan how to live together. go out together on vacation, take a 1 week off. It's like, okay, I'm married, I have to divorce. Married, I have to separate. I am living in a different place. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. Okay, I live in this place. I needed to do whatever it takes. And how they can get and manage jobs, work, money, 3D bullshit stuff, and how to get these things going. Simply because the part that needs to be done, it's you need to forgive that silence from them. You don't have to go up and it's like, you were silent to me, I don't care, you have to apologize to me, you don't apologize to me, you know how much I suffer, you know how much I cry, ego, okay? What you have to do is like, darling, I understand, I forgive you, I know that it was the part of the evolution, I know that now you understand who we are, I know that you came to me, and let's find and work this out. Let's stop suffering. You don't deserve to suffer. I don't deserve to suffer. Let's give this thing moving forward, because every moment spent with you, it's a precious. Every moment with you and love, it's a precious. And this is how you already evolve into, because you put the love up front, you put that connection in front of it. And then what's gonna happen is and what actually happened to that couple that I was referring into it, he talked to me on the night before, and I look at him and he finally understood. He did something. He found that dignity as a soul inside of him. He to become his truth. And she stopped suffering. And this is the part when a lot of the twin flames has challenge. Accept it and forgiveness and begin the work that needs to be done after acceptance, after forgiveness. And then the healing is gonna begin. When you're together, you're gonna heal everything, and then you're gonna have the rest of the processes of the union begins of it. I hope this part of the silence you to understand, because a lot of the people, that's what they do. They did the silence treatment about you, and you accept that silence treatment, and you feed back love. And during this process, they give you silence, you send love. They give you silence, you give them love. And guess what? They're happy. And what about you? You're not. And they don't understand what's going on, and you don't understand what's going on. Now, when that silence comes in, you backed off that silence towards them. Now that silence hits them, and they understand what they are. And this is how you allow them to do their own realizations of what really they do. How much they suppressing their soul, how much they suppressing the love, how much they suppressing the truth inside of them, of who they really are. And then when the soul starter comes in and talk, probably the soul will not just talk, but probably the soul will scream because of this suppression with silence from over the time. Because that inner voice, hey, he is or she is the lover, she or he, and then the things start turning inside of it. And you have to be brave, you have to be ready to reach out, you have to be ready to accept when they come back, because they are in pain. They will come back to you with pain, because that pain of realization how much they hurt you, but at the same time how much they hurt themselves. And that's why whatever you do, I always say, be love. Thank you so much for the comments. I hope that video helped you out. Talk to you later.